many live in the one. I said last week that all forms, every form, human, animal, flower, tree, thing, all forms are rooted in the one infinite mind. Call it whatever you'd like. All are in that. So then I gave us some pictures, and I reminded us that it's really easy to accept diversity in nature. And the first picture we had was this one. Isn't that beautiful? I said, I think that most of these butterflies are actual. This one right here might be photoshopped, but that's okay. I don't think I've ever seen a rainbow-colored butterfly, but we'll take it. All the rest of them are, examples of nature. It's easy to see diversity. Nobody says, oh, well, that dark brown one shouldn't be that dark. It should be lighter like this white one over here. Nowhere in our minds do we say, this butterfly is better than that butterfly. They're all beautiful, yes? Easy in nature. Next slide, same thing. All these trees, beautiful. Different types of trees in different climates, in different places on our planet. You can see all the diversity. And again, we don't say, oh, well, that one should be more like that one. We just appreciate and love all of them. And then I also reminded us, though, that sometimes when our cultural norms get pushed, it can get a little bit harder, and that showed up in this picture right here. Diversity of relationships, mixed couples, mixed sexuality. It gets a little harder, maybe not for those of us here in this room anymore, but it still challenges some people in our world. And then the real rubber hits the road in the next slide. When we get to all the skin colors and all the headdresses and outfits and religions and ethnicities represented here, it's not so hard when you look at a picture, but sometimes it gets a little harder when you're face to face. And the thing I reminded us last week is it gets a little harder when you pick up the phone and you call a community service and you hear the person on the other end of the phone and they're hard to understand. That's where sometimes it gets a little challenging. Sometimes that person might look like one of these faces up here. But when we're frustrated on the phone, we get, yes, sometimes. So this beautiful picture right here, though, represents the diversity and admittedly can be a little bit more challenging. Yes? Now this picture, the very next one, makes it easier. Same idea, younger people. Isn't it easier to think about honor diversity in babies, in young ones? They're innocent, right? They haven't done anything yet to piss us off. They're innocent. We are hardwired for oneness. Although when we grow up, the older we get and the more things are passed down from our family, it gets a little harder to remember it, but we're really wired for oneness. And this is how we know. So go to the next one. Right? No one is born racist. The babies don't know anything about their colors. Right? These young children still don't know anything about. Look at this little preciousness down here. We are wired for oneness. But oneness doesn't mean sameness. So we're hardwired for oneness, but oneness doesn't mean sameness. That's a really important distinction here in this room, because when we talk about oneness, we're not saying you have to all be alike. That's impossible. We're all individualizations of God, so it's not even possible. It's a process. It's a process of letting go of the old baggage. Because sometimes in the world out there, we don't really like to talk about our old baggage. But we are safe here to take it out and look at it and go, wow, okay, I see that. It's not serving me anymore. And so what do I want to do with it? So a process of letting go is a process. Okay, that's the way it meant to be, I think. We just little bit at a time let things go, and we can do it. We can do it. We are doing it. Little bit at a time every day. We talk about love, we talk about acceptance, and we talk about wanting to be loved and to be accepted. And we know the law of attraction and how it works. So because of the law of attraction, we must be loving and we must be accepting of ourselves and of others. A lot of times we talk about, I want to be loved. Okay, so how loving are you being? I want to be accepted. Great. How accepting are you being? Because that's the way it works. That's the way the law of attraction works. Accepting self and others. And we, right here, Harmony Center, we're a microcosm of the entire planet. So right here, we set an example. Right here, we learn. Right here, we grow. Right here, we process. Right here, we learn to be inclusive of others. We are a microcosm. So as we do it, as we heal, as we lift ourselves, we make a difference to the others, because in consciousness, there's no separation. In consciousness, there is no anybody else out there. So we do this right here, knowing that we can make a difference. And so I want us today to honor ourselves individually and collectively as Harmony Center. I want us to accept ourselves individually and as Harmony Center. We are the ones up to doing this inclusion and diversity. We are the ones about loving ourselves, healing ourselves, and making a difference. And what I would really love is for all of us to go shout it from the rooftops how amazing we are.